Hey homeschool friends, welcome back to the channel. Welcome to the third day of curriculum week where I've just been sharing all of the curriculum I'm planning for this upcoming school year, which is the 2024-2025 school year. I have my fourth grader to share with you today. I have my daughter, she will be 9, kind of a young 9 when we start school back up in the fall. And so she definitely is my kiddo that straddles grades. I'm putting her in fourth. Some days I think I should be putting her in third, but that's okay. That's the beauty of homeschooling. And so like I said, this whole week is curriculum week. And so I only have my first graders left to share this week, which is coming tomorrow. I shared my fifth grader yesterday, and on Monday I talked family subjects for all my kids. So lots of fun things to check out if you haven't seen these already, but stay tuned and we're just going to talk all about fourth grade. So hi, my name is Angie. Welcome to the channel if you're new, or welcome back, all the things. So like I said, we are going to be talking about fourth grade today. Although I do want to do a quick shout out to Sonlight for sending part of this curriculum, most notably Sonlight's Language Arts D. And my plan for this program for her is to be using just parts of it, but irregardless, I'm very thankful to Sonlight for sending it to me in exchange for my honest review. And so before we hop in, I do need to mention the fact that these are just her individual subjects. So if you did not see the video on Monday with the history, Bible, literature, and science, please go see that because that's the rest of her curriculum to kind of round out her homeschool year. But this is just the stuff that is on grade level for my daughter. So let's just hop in. Let's hop in with language arts because there's just kind of the most to share. Although it's a little complicated this year, and that's okay because that's the beauty of homeschooling is I can tailor it to her. Now I mentioned the fact that she is a young fourth grader, right? And so that means she is still kind of straddling 2 grades, and the place you probably see it the most is in her main language arts curriculum. And so this is level 3 of the Good and the Beautiful's language arts. We have used half of this, exactly half, this past spring, and we've used 2 of the books, and now we have 2 more of these combined readers. We're looking at some phonics, rules, and then we're tandem reading the stories together. She's really enjoyed the first 2, and so we have 2 more. We have Heather and the Highland Pony, as well as the Journey of 5. So these are the 2 that go with Unit 3 and 4 of Level 3. And this program covers, let me grab it, covers phonics, writing, reading, grammar and punctuation, spelling, literature, geography, and art. So what we're using it for: phonics, writing, reading, I'll get back to that, yes and no. Grammar and punctuation, yes. Spelling, no. That's the big change we're making. Literature, yes. Geography, we do a lot with our Sonlight curriculum, but this is just extra and is beautiful, and my daughter likes it, so I'm not too worried about that. So we're doing that for the fall semester. I did pick up level 4 for her spring semester. Now it comes like this. So it has the course book here, which covers all the same topics I just told you. And then in this level, it splits out the spelling and writing into a little workshop book. And what's different between level 3 of the Good and the Beautiful and level 4 of the Good and the Beautiful, level 4 of the Good and the Beautiful, is that this is written towards the student. And so this becomes more independent. It looks to me that a lot of times they'll start with like a short parent involvement, and then the student reads the instructions and does all of the language arts assignments or problems in here. And then it will indicate if it's a spelling or a writing day. And then level 4 also comes with readers. Now they're not the tandem readers because again, this is more independent, but it has this personal reader for level 4. It's a pretty hefty, thick book. And then there's this world biographies book. Now, these look to be written by the Good and the Beautiful. I'm holding these loosely. I feel like in level 3, it was really useful to have the books that came with the program because we're still working on phonics, because we're reading together. Now, these are the books that I believe are assigned in the language arts book. I think we're going to possibly adjust that a bit and use our Sonlight readers because, frankly, these look a little bit boring. I'm not gonna lie. I mean, reply down below if you've done level 4, but I was just flipping through some of these and I'm just not sure how much my daughter's gonna love them. And I'll show you the readers for Sonlight in just a second, but I'm holding this loosely. We are definitely reading these together, and then she's going to be reading her Sonlight readers as like her extra practice, which is indicated in level 3. But irregardless, this is what we're doing for grammar and writing and phonics and some of the reading and literature and the fun things like the art and geography. So this is a very large part of her program. So like I was just indicating, and we might as well just talk about it. Spelling was a struggle. It's been a struggle for a while. It was a struggle when we were using Sonlight Language Arts primarily last fall. That didn't work as well. And then when we've been using level 3, just the way it's taught, it is taught with some spelling rules and it's taught with a lot of repetition. It just wasn't sinking in with my daughter. Like we would do the assessments and she'd miss half of them, even though she's been practicing them a lot. And so what that tells me is I think she just needs a little more structure, although she's my kiddo that doesn't love structure. I just think she's not latching onto it. So I'm not sure if it is a reading level, like her reading level is progressing very exponentially right now. She's picking up bigger and bigger books every day. She's loving reading. And so that might just naturally help her spelling. But what I've decided to do for next year is I have All About Spelling. Now, these are not the new program, and I am not going to invest in the new program. This is level 1 and level 2 of All About Spelling. Now, I've done this program with my oldest all the way through, halfway through level 2, I think. And level 1 is quite easy. I feel like we'll be able to go quickly through it, but I think it'll be really helpful to remind ourselves of these rules, to take the time to do it. And so I still have all these resources, and I pulled out the box, and this time I actually just put level 1 here and level 2 here, and we're just gonna see how far we get. It's not gonna be like a rush or anything like that. It's just gonna be following her lead and making sure that she knows how to spell these words and that she feels comfortable with them, and then we can practice things. If she wants the tiles, I have all the tiles. We have all the things. I just think she needs something a little more concrete now. I considered Logic of English for my daughter because I used it for my son and it's really helped his spelling, but I think the program as a whole would not suit her. Like I feel like she does do well with the good and the beautiful and just how aesthetically pleasing it is. And it's just different from her brother. So there's things that she really likes. And I really like the way the writing is set up where there's just a little bit more help. Like they give kind of the beginning, middle, end sort of things. And it just helps the kiddos out. And so she's responded really pretty well to the good and the beautiful. And my thoughts, I'm probably just going to add it on the days that's assigned in the good and the beautiful. We'll just do All About Spelling instead. Okay, so more language arts though. Like I mentioned, I have Sonlight D Language Arts. I'm contemplating a couple things with her. One, the readers. I'll show you those in just a second. The readers, as well as say the dictation. That might be something we do. And she wouldn't do the grammar. She wouldn't do the composition, or at least that's the current plan. So really the big thing that she is participating in with the Language Arts D, which actually isn't necessarily something she has to do with Language Arts D. These readers are also assigned with her history. So if she's not doing the language arts, we very much will still try and follow this schedule for the readers. Now, I'm going to show you these readers, and I'm holding them loosely for her. I think she has the skills, but she does tend to kind of make up words as she goes, and I just want to make sure she would be at the level that could handle this, handle books like this. Blood on the River. So this is one of the first ones that they are reading. So the plan is that my big kids will be on the same reader level, like they'll be using the same readers for Sonlight. And this is one of them, as well as this one actually is the first one. So this is The Corn Grows Ripe. I think this is a Mayan story. And then Squanto, Friend of the Pilgrims. Sarah Witcher's story. So there are some shorter ones. So this one's actually a folk tale of New Hampshire about this little girl that goes missing in the woods. Then we have Jericho's Journey. So we're not going in any order here. I just pulled them all off the shelf. This has to do with like Texas and the wagon train. And then Sarah Plain and Tall, which is just a classic. I think she would love this book. I think this has to do with Sarah being a new mom to the kids. I'm actually not sure. I just know it's a classic. And then these two books I'm really excited about because I remember reading these. I remember these being some of the first books I read on my own. So this seems very appropriate for them. So this is Costo, Blackfeet Twin Captures an Elk Dog, as well as Naya Nukia, Shoshone Girl Who Ran. So I have good memories of both of these, but I do remember them also being quite dense and descriptive. So we'll see how she falls out on that. And then we also have this book, Fever 1793 is assigned as a reader. I think I'm going to make it a read aloud just because, like I was saying in my son's video, I just can't help myself. I find that too interesting. And now my daughter is my lover of mysteries, so I think she'll love this one. The Secret of the Sealed Room, a mystery of young Benjamin Franklin. I should probably go faster through these. If you watched yesterday's video, I also talked about these. The Ship Packed School and the Alamo. And this one has to do with the Erie Canal, A Cabin Faced West. And then these two, Phoebe the Spy, where I think has to do with George Washington and Thanksgiving. And then this one, which I was also talking about in yesterday's video, The White House is Burning, is one of their readers. And so that's a lot for a newly turned 9-year-old, and it might be too much. And if that is the case, I still have Sonlight's level 4 readers. I'll put a link to a full flip through of those books, and she still has some of those she needs to read or wants to read. And so that's an option. We can even interweave some of these, keep some of these, sub in some of the level 4s if it gets too hard. So that's kind of the core language arts. Now I do have some independent subjects here as well. And first being typing, From the Good and the Beautiful. She'll be on typing 2. She finished typing 1 this year. This is very independent. I just get them on the computer and have them work on it. And then also handwriting. We're still using Danielian. I have been using it for her the whole time. This is the grade 4 book, and I really appreciate this style of handwriting. She's gotten better. Okay handwriting, pretty good handwriting. We also have the test prep for grade 4, which we use at the end of the year. We just finished our standardized testing for this current year, and so that's a helpful resource. And then her mind bender books, and this is the level 3. And I think she'll do well. She likes the logic. They do get a little hard, and so we'll see how far she gets in that. But I love the kids doing logic. I think it's just so good for their brains to think about things in that way. And now to kind of the last subject, if you will, and that is math. And so we are going to continue using Saxon for her. She is now switching into these independent programs. So she was doing Math 3, which was more teacher intensive, into Math 5-4 for this upcoming year. We're going to be using Nicole the Math Lady again. We have the textbook that my son used last year. She's going to be using this to get all her problems. I'll probably get her some grid paper so that she can write out the answers, her answers on paper, because we learned with both my kids that they don't do well with the grading with Nicole the Math Lady. So I grade and they just watch the videos. And then I have the rest of the math resources here. And so that's math. That's actually everything other than, like I mentioned, they have their enrichment school, which I have a video about that just talks about just how thankful I am for a full day program that's kind of once a week where they get to do all these fun, amazing classes. And so they do have that. But that does mean that my homeschool week is only 4 days long to get all the rest of this stuff done. But that's okay. We do pretty good every year. But that is what I have, you guys. I hope you liked it. I hope you found it useful. If you have a 4th grader, comment down below. Let me know. We're in this together. If you have any advice, I'm always open to hear it. I love hearing from you guys. But otherwise, give the video a thumbs up if you liked it, and subscribe if you want to. Like I said, tomorrow's 1st grade. And make sure you go watch some of the other videos this week, because it'll give you the full idea of our plans for next year, which I'm pretty excited for. And so I hope you all are well, and I will see you in tomorrow's video. All right, take care. Bye.